Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Production, contraband, and correctional facility.
No.
And possession of a controlled substance.
Process server. He allegedly tried to hand an inmate 15 cell phones, chargers, and a bag of Xanax pills that were in it. What the hell?
Oh, sir? What we got here? Oh, man, Deputy Rat. So this dude's a prospect. It's good to see you, bro. He shows up a lot.
Bro, I hate this handshake so bad.
How's it going, sir? What we got here? Oh, man,
You should have just gave the regular white man handshake. That's y'all Stilo. That's y'all Steez, right?
Deputy Rat. So this dude's
I see what you was trying to do. You can definitely slide to the cookout. We got you a plate. It's just that just wasn't good execution. You can tell he wasn't ready for it. Then you like aggressively like forced him in. I don't know, man. You, but you invited to the cookout for sure.
Normally he shows up with a bunch of shit. You turn him around, he goes back to his car, comes back with like one piece of paper, serves the inmate. Today he shows up with his package. My staff lets him in, lets it in, and it's full of cell phones. 15 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, inmate locked up right now. Contraband's on the small office.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. And apparently he gave our staff at the gate here fake ID, fake driver's license.
Bro, his driver's license does not match the license that comes off the license plate.
What did he give him?
He gave me this number. Where it go?
We got
he's gonna give you the same one when he's gonna hand you the same one. That's what he gave me. That's not right.
That's not
this. Yeah. That's not. And the address on their driver's license is this, but the address off their license plate reader is totally different.
Yeah, because that's registered to the company. Okay. Let me see what he says. You mind stepping out for me, sir? You just wait right there for a minute, sir.
Yeah, he's
Step
pissed.
right up here in front of my vehicle. That one right over here. All right, stay right here. All right. So before we get started, I'm going to read you a Miranda warning. All right, just because I'm conducting an investigation, it's possible to be criminal. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to talk to your lawyer. I've been present with you while you're being questioned. Now, for the hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise this right.
It was uneventful. I do what I always do when I go ahead and come out here to the prison. I go ahead and I call the security. Usually about 35 minutes before I go ahead and get on my way. I usually do it right when I pass about Midway Road, because I live in Port St. Lucie. Right there, we'll see I turn on to 70 from the St. Lucie Fairgrounds. I pick up the phone, I call, let them know who I have.
Okay.
I go ahead, once I go ahead and let them know who I have, usually the person's here for me. I got here, gave my identification, parked my car.
Where's your identification at?
It's in my car.
It's in your car. Go ahead and grab that for me.
His old ass they tried to send his old ass through here like they weren't going, like nobody was gonna be suspicious. He got the Trump stickers all over the car. He low-key blend in. No, boy, we got you.
My wallet.
Do you have your identification for your work too?
Yes, I do. I have both. This is for the 19th Judicial Circuit.
Okay.
And this is for my driver's license. I also have my 15th Circuit, where I'm licensed there as well.
All right, let's go on back here. All right. Can you tell me what's going on?
When I arrived, I waited for a little bit on the bench, and there was a black, I don't know if she's a sergeant or whatever she was. She yelled the person's last name, and that's usually how it works. And I went ahead and she let me in.
Okay.
I informed the person that these were foreclosure because that's what I was told.
Hang on a second. That's fine.
And I handed it to him through the fence like I would always do when I come out of the facility.
Okay. Where did you get that paperwork at?
From a client that is somewhere, I think it's in, what's that, Lake Mary.
You got it personally from that client?
No, they were mailed to me.
They were mailed to you.
Yes.
And you work for the Circuit 19, correct?
I'm not an employee with them. I am a subcontractor.
You're a subcontractor with them.
Yeah, we're licensed through the circuit. There's two ways to get licensed to a process server. One is through the sheriff of the county, but there is no sheriff that would gives us a license here in the county. So it's the circuit. It's by the judge.
Okay, and they just mailed you this stuff.
They did. This particular one came from Priority Package, not UPS, but regular mail.
Regular mail. But it was priority regular mail. And did they say what was in that package? What was being?
Yeah, I've gotten work for them usually for this prison before, and they told me it was foreclosures, and that this was important because in this particular case, they said that there was equity in the property and the first sale did not go through. Okay. And apparently, this is foreclosure where I was told there's like about $73,000 owed on the property, and it was worth like about.
What I'm trying, you don't do it for free.
No. Matter of fact, I get $100, $50 per document, and in her case, she always pays me cash.
So you know it's a she, but you don't have a name?
No, her name is Amanda.
Okay, so now you got a name.
No, you never didn't ask me.
I asked you a name. I said, who mailed you them documents? And you said you did not have a name.
No, I don't know who it is. But
bitch ass nigga, you said that. You did say that.
No.
Okay, but who was the name that mailed you the documents?
Her name's Amanda.
Amanda what?
I don't know.
Okay, who does she work for?
She works for a processing company, that's all I know.
Okay, she works for a processing servicing company out of where?
Out of Winter Park?
Winter Park. Okay, do we have a number or anything for her?
No, she usually will call me, but she's very specific about the time, day that I need to be here.
Okay, but she works for a processing service company in
Winter Park.
Winter Park.
Winter Park. Amy is the only thing out of Winter Park.
No, her name's Amanda.
Amanda out of Winter Park.
He knew that it was Amy. That was a little tactic to try to get him to slip up.
But no last name, nothing else, right?
No. Because they contact me and usually I let them know what my fee is.
And they just pay you.
And in this case, they pay me cash. It's not the first time.
So they paid you cash. So this isn't the first time they've done it.
No, and they usually do pay me cash.
Okay.
That's why I keep it.
That doesn't
They pay you cash. You have to give them a receipt or anything?
No,
nothing.
But I do have to give.
So no receipt, no proof of the transaction, no proof that anything happened. It's just he said, she said. They mailed you some shit. You got in contact with them, and then they ended up. You told them your price. They said you got to do woo woo. They sent you the money, or they gave you the money in cash. Yeah, like come on, my nigga. Who do you think you're talking to? He must think he's talking to some homeless nigga sitting outside the liquor store.
What name do you put on that affidavit? Because you have to have a first and last name on the affidavit.
My name is usually who I.
But who do you give that affidavit to, saying that you served it for that person?
I normally mail it to her.
You mail it to her, but how does she mail you cash?
She mails me. I usually go ahead and mail it back to her.
Nigga, she mailed. If this nigga sits here and says that she mails him the cash, I'm about to turn this video off.
Once she gets sent me the email, once she sends me.
So how do you get the cash?
As soon as I get the paper and I open up the documents,
the cash is in there. So you've opened up these documents, correct? Okay, knowing that you've opened up these documents to know what's inside, what was inside these documents you were given?
Documents to serve for mortgage foreclosure.
Documents that were served. Okay. So explain to me how we got several cell phones and everything in them documents that you served. That you said you've opened up and everything else.
Right, which means that you knew that there were fucking cell phones and other contraband in there, and you still sent it in to the prison. So either way, you fucked yourself. Either way, you're fucked. Right in the booty.
Explain that to me.
Open up the package and the documents are there. It's a normal thing.
It's a normal. What was inside them documents?
The mortgage foreclosure procedures, I assume.
Okay, so you opened up. What did you open up? It was a bunch of cell phones. What did you open up to know what's inside?
All I do is just go ahead and take the packages out with the documents, and I go ahead and I put them on the side. They don't need to go to my company. And then when she tells me, she's very specific about when to come, and she said between this time on Friday.
Okay, so she wants an exact time when you come.
I am not aware of.
Open up these documents and know what paperwork's inside of.
Well, only because of what she has told me that is coming.
Okay, when
she
you
called me last Thursday, a week ago yesterday.
So when you get these documents that you say you open up, what do you open up to look inside?
I open up.
Right, you open up the fucking package.
And I see what they are. There's usually a letter that's there, and it tells me the date and time. In this case, it came in on Tuesday. I knew they were coming in because she called me on Thursday, and then I put the documents off to the side. And then on yesterday, or this morning, I put them in my car, and I went to work like I always did. And
what were the documents in when you got them?
One of those paper United States Post Office priority packages.
Okay. And when you deliver them, what were they in? Were they still in that mail?
When I take them out, I literally take them out and that's it. Give them to a person.
Okay. When did you get these packages again?
I got them on Tuesday.
Of this week?
Yeah, and I opened it up immediately. And then I went ahead and took it and put it on. In this case, it was.
So you opened it up. You just opened it up and got the front document. You didn't go through any of it. You just opened it up and there was a paper on front.
Yes.
Okay.
So underneath that paper, when you pulled the paper out, you didn't look inside the package. You didn't feel 15 fucking phones in the package. You didn't feel any of that. You didn't feel another bag filled with pills. That's why why does he keep like downplaying the question that he's trying to act overly stupid and it's not working. So you're going to sit here and think that we're going to believe that you opened up a package that contained not only specific documents that were supposed to be delivered, but 15 motherfucking phones and some Xanax pills. You opened the package and you only seen the documents. You weren't knowledgeable of any of the other content. Man, who are you playing with? Play with yourself, nigga. Don't play with us. Go play with yourself, my nigga.
Okay.
There's never a reason for me
not
to
making sense.
Document because it's coming from a paralegal.
Okay. But it's coming from a paralegal.
Yes.
What was the address on there?
Somewhere in Winter Park.
Somewhere in Winter Park, but you don't know the name of it or anything like that?
I do not.
Okay. When you brought him here, what was the name of the inmate that was getting served? Do you know that?
Alan Stratton.
Alan? You have that with him? Okay. Well, I'll get that from you here in a minute.
Alan's about to be pissed.
Okay.
Yeah, they were actually pretty thick, but I didn't.
So you opened it up, but you didn't go through it.
No.
You just opened it up, and there was a paper that says what you need to do with it.
Right. And they came in on Tuesday. I actually left them sitting there
in your office or your house or wherever.
Right. Because they didn't go through my company. They were right there by my company.
Okay.
And they stayed there pretty much the whole week until this morning.
Okay.
And I grabbed it with my clipboard and everything else. But all.
And how thick were these paperwork that you got?
Ooh, thicker than. This is pretty much sometimes average mortgage foreclosures.
Okay.
Especially on a deceased person.
So when you got these paperwork, there wasn't a return address or nothing on there?
No.
Nothing.
Because what she'll do is she'll call me and I'll remind her. Usually she's very slow in getting me the affidavits.
Okay.
She'll go ahead and call me and say, "Oh, thanks for getting that done for me." And I say, "Yeah, you haven't got me the affidavit yet." And then she'll get me an affidavit.
All right. So just wait right here for me. Just wait right there for me.
Like that right there, like I said prior to this, he's trying too hard to play stupid. You've given us every detail other than the crucial details. That like you're trying too hard. Like you're screaming out, "I'm guilty." You know the bitch name. You know the bitch first name, but you don't know the bitch last name. You know the area, sort of, kind of where the bitch live, Winter Park, but you don't have any numbers or any exact address. You don't have the bitch phone number. You looked into the package to grab the documents and grab your money out, but you didn't see any of the... It's just not making... It's blatant.
Who found them?
It's like the nigga spitting in their face.
Alright.
Stupid
When she
lies.
found him, I'll go up there and talk to her.
He was already walking down the compound.
He was already walking down the compound?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the 5 Xanny boys. Yeah, so about the cell phones.
It was like it was all glued up. Like,
Yeah, this guy doesn't make no sense. Let me call my supervisor.
did you check on his ID?
Yeah, his ID matches.
Matches?
That's him. This one. That's just an older picture of him.
But look at the address.
Well, the number, people don't freaking update their crap. So that's the problem. And that vehicle's registered to the company he works for.
Okay.
You want
So-
the inmate's name in DC?
Yeah, I get that. Give me 1 second.
I figured it was a company vehicle.
Yeah, I'm
If
pretty
that
sure
was
I
his,
knew that.
if that was his personal vehicle with all that Trump shit on it, he's definitely a weirdo and a serial killer. On me.
Still gotta get him for it. Doing that. Let me see what all. Just give me 1 second.
This is not the first time I've gotten the documents like that from this lady.
Okay.
And that concerns me because if you're telling me there's something in there, this is not the first.
Okay, what also concerns
Right,
me is
right.
the stories that you have being
Right.
a process server, that you don't know where these paperwork is coming from. You're just sending stuff to. So you don't even know if they're legit stuff.
Well,
And you committed a felony. Each cell phone is a count that's inside that property that you introduced into this state facility.
These photos are what?
Stuff.
well,
And you committed a felony. You have been a process server that you don't know where these paperwork is coming from. You're just sending stuff to. So you don't even know if they're legit stuff.
well,
And you committed a felony. Each cell phone is a count that's inside that property that you introduced into this state facility.
but I'm telling you right now, I have no idea what's inside.
I understand that. So I've got to go look at these documents. You wait right here, and I will be back. All right. I'm going to go talk to Sarge. Still there? Collins?
I think she's coming up.
She's coming up. Is she bringing up the packages and
No,
stuff?
I got the captain on. Bring the contraband up.
Okay. So, yeah, I got a feeling he's been doing this for a while.
For a minute, yeah.
So,
Nigga been
I'm
bamboozling
gonna wait
y'all.
to see the packages, and he's
All
probably
y'all
gonna-
fat ass.
Good. So,
Don't forget the 5 Xanny boys.
where are they at?
With it. I said
It was-
we forgot
oh.
the 5 Xanny boys.
I didn't even hear that. Okay.
Bro, and throw that bottle away. That's how you know he fat. This nigga holding on to an empty soda bottle with 2 drops of liquid in it. Man, toss that, OG. Come on, man.
Great.
Get you some water.
4 whole ones and then one broken down.
Nice.
Brain cop. Or you can say 4. No, it's about right 4.
Yeah. I know.
What about the
That's it. He knows nothing. No, he speaks English. He just doesn't know nothing. He lives.
Contraband, contraband, contraband. No, cut it, no, cut it, no, cut it. If you know, you know, man. Shout out to Migo. Resident P, take off. Look out. I thought they was gonna be iPhones. I'm not gonna lie. Them little bullshit Android phones. But in prison, that's all you
It
need.
was just like that.
They were all glued together, and then when you open it up, they were all layered in there.
Okay.
There's 5 Xanny boys in there also. They're in a bag.
They're in a bag and. Ah, got it. Okay.
How many charges?
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And now that I think about this, bro, if he's been doing this for a good amount of time, then that means that the people that are usually working there probably aren't. Because in order to get shit into a jail, people have to let it in. It's too much security. It's too many precautions and procedures that you're taking through inside of a prison in order for you to just sneak some shit in there. It's very rare that you'll be able to sneak something in there without anybody knowing. So I'm saying that to say, this motherfucker's been able to get all this shit in there because somebody's letting him in there. And I can only assume that he got caught today is because whoever was in there allowing him to get through with that shit wasn't there today. Niggas on break or so. That's the only thing that I can think about. But if he's been doing this shit for quite some time and they're familiar with this same man, then there should have been no reason as to why any suspicion was raised, or, you know? Unless usually he just dropping off envelopes and now all of a sudden this nigga dropping off a big ass box. Then it's like, okay, what you got going on, little buddy? But yeah, somebody was letting him through there, and I think that when he got there today, it was a different case. And the person that was usually there letting that nigga go through, he wasn't there. I could be wrong.
16? Yeah. You can't tell me. You open it up.
And didn't see none of that shit.
Dude,
like, come on,
so
bro.
the name of the inmate ain't even on it, bro. Anywhere. Who's Edward? That's not even, that
Edward
ain't even there. So he just handed it to what?
Nigga said
The
Allen.
inmate isn't on there anywhere. So what?
This a whole nother name on the paper.
In here. 15.
Tell me he's got to rank his name on.
And then when we found these, when he came up here, what the? So we got 2 packages. One had the chargers in it.
They both had charge and charge.
Okay. I'm gonna send you a link for that phone on that number,
Yeah.
so you can send me them pictures.
Are you gonna take the evidence?
Yeah.
Okay.
All this.
Did you get the Xanny bars too?
Yep.
Good deal. Told you it was 5.
What I will say is,
You'll see how they change.
whoever was getting Allen, Alex, whatever his name is, whoever was getting that up in there, oh my God, this was a gold mine for him. Them Xanax bars and these phones, he was the richest nigga in the prison, probably richest nigga in the pod for sure.
Put this in the back of my car.
That's some chicken up in jail, bro.
You ain't old and brittle.
Nigga, that's like $1 million in jail.
Well, you know, they had to continue the thing.
15 phones, chargers, Xanax bars, what? That's a meal ticket in prison.
So what are you doing, man? Because give me the fucking keys.
Them Xannies is 100 a pop.
All right, sir. Do me a favor. Place your hands behind your back. You're going to be placed under arrest for the introduction, contraband, and correctional facility. And possession of a controlled substance. Substance? Yes, sir. There's Xanax bars inside there. So, question for you. Do you want him to drive your vehicle home? Or do you want me to tow it?
Yeah. That might be fun.
You got anything illegal on you? Just got plug me, stick me, anything like that?
They got asthma. Speaking of asthma, do people still have asthma? I don't even remember the last time I've seen somebody pull out an inhaler. Do people still have fucking asthma?
All right, come on back over here.